People do not fully understand the difference between an allegory and an application. You can go to a Shakespeare play and you can apply it to things in your mind if you like, but they're not allegories. At least most of them are not. There are more allegorical elements, for instance, in The Tempest than most. But many people apply the ring to the nuclear bomb, don't they? They think that it was in my mind, that the whole thing is an allegory of it. But it isn't.
Hey, I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N.
I'm Trevor D.
And together we are...
Keep on Tolkien.
And that's right, allegory sucks, right, gang?
Fuck allegory.
I mean, I like a good allegory.
No. We got nothing against
Tolkien
allegory.
doesn't,
He's not a fan of it in his stuff, so.
But yeah, I like a good allegory.
Well, hey, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Keep on Tolkien. This is episode 119.
Yeah.
This is episode 2 of our fresh season 9, if you're keeping track.
Yeah. Season 9, that's one less than
10?
a decasode.
Yeah. And we know the last 2 episodes y'all have listened to have been like 4 episodes long, so
It's true.
You're getting your fill so far.
Yeah, a lot of our content recently has been pretty dense. You know, we are covering some dense topics, and today we thought we'd take things easy.
Yeah, take our foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing famous Lord of the Rings fan theories. Woo.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we're just going to hang out today and we're going to talk about some fun fan theories. Specifically, we're going to be talking about 15 different Lord of the Rings fan theories, and we'll be kind of discussing our thoughts on them and whether or not we think they're plausible.
Wow.
Kind of doing like a Mythbusters approach.
Yeah.
You're able to find 15?
15, yeah, bona fide 15. And if we have time, there is a bonus 5 that I have lined up in the pipe just
Bonus
in case,
round.
in case we're flying through them.
There's a whole lot of Tolkien bullshit on the internet,
It's
y'all.
so much fun.
I like how we're like, this episode might be shorter, but we actually might have bonus content anyway.
Yeah. Never short. Sorry, Ruru.
That's not what he wanted to hear.
That's not what he wanted to hear. No, this is loosey-goosey. It's a fun time.
Well, and my favorite thing about this is you and me, Danny, we have really no idea what we're in for here.
That's the fun thing, because Joel wrote this episode. This is Joeler.
That's right.
We don't know. This is like our outline is totally blacked out. Like we can't see.
It's redacted currently.
It's redacted.
Redacted, yeah.
Like a U.S. government file is redacted.
Yeah,
we
I just
can't read
highlighted
it.
everything black so they can't see the black text.
I can't even go ahead and look ahead unless I really try to cheat.
Nope. Yeah, we have no idea what the fuck is about to happen here. So we're excited.
I kind of thought it'd be fun for them to go in cold because I started doing some research into some of these theories, and some of them are just absolutely hilarious, and some of them are a little scary. And I was like, you know what? just kind of
scary.
Yeah, just kind of discovering these for the first time is fun on its own. So this is going to be a fun episode, I think.
Hell yeah.
So let's dive right in, you guys. What do you think?
Let's
yes,
do it.
I'm ready.
Without
Get to our
further
first
ado,
one.
let's
Teach
get to
me.
some fun-ass fan theories. So let's start out with a pretty simple and widely known one.
Mm-hmm.
The Arkenstone was one of the Silmarils.
Oh, geez.
Yep, I've heard this one.
And people
I hate this
people
one.
have brought this up forever. And it's because it's true that the Arkenstone has some similar properties. Like, people kind of go mad around it, people covet it, and a large, detail that people point to is the fact that it sometimes has its own inner light, it seems. Like, it kind of shines.
Plenty of fools do.
Yeah. I
Tolkien.
mean, I think it's been pretty debunked at this point in time.
I'm kind of curious, though, as far as the Arkenstone goes, because Return to Moria had the Khazad Stone, which kind of seemed like it was supposed to be a similar thing.
It's kind of a ripoff of the Arkenstone, but for Moria, yeah.
For Moria,
For all intents and purposes,
That
the
makes
same
total sense,
argument
yeah.
applies to that one as well. Like, that could also have been.
Or
Well-
that debunks it even further, because if it's supposed to be a similar thing, and it's clearly not.
Well, there's one thing I would like to know.
Yeah.
Did this theory come about before the Peter Jackson Hobbit movie or after? Because I feel like this is just some kind of
before.
It was before?
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
This has been around for a long time.
That's fucking wild to me. Because I always thought it was just because in the Peter Jackson movie, it glows. And people were like, that's got to be a Silmaril. And I'm like, well, that's the director's choice.
That is from the books, though, that detail that sometimes it seems like it kind of glows, it shines.
Yeah,
that's from the books. So people have been pulling this out of their ass ever since I think the Silmarillion came out.
Oh, God, okay.
Because maybe I should explain a little further. So really the big reason why people believe that the Arkenstone was one of the Silmarils is because we learn in the Silmarillion that at the end of the first age, all three of the Silmarils get separated. One ends up in the sky, and Rendil has it on his brow as he flies around and fights sky stuff. Yeah. And then another one ended out way in the sea when it was Maglor?
Maglor chucked it out there.
Yeah, when he realized that he couldn't hold it because of all of his sins. He couldn't hold it anymore. It was burning his hands because he was evil.
Too much evil.
He in despair, he threw it out to the sea, and it was taken by the sea. And then the third Silmaril went into the earth. That was Maedhros, right?
Yeah, jumped in the chasm.
He had the same realization. He's like, oh, I'm evil now. I can't touch this good gem anymore. And he threw himself into a gaping chasm. So everyone thinks the one that ended up in the earth could have been the Arkenstone.
Just geographically doesn't even make sense.
See, that was my main argument. Because the pits that he threw himself into were over in the Balerian
What is
area.
continental drift like in fucking Middle Earth? Holy shit, how fast is it?
I don't know, man. The One Ring makes its way around Middle Earth, so...
Not underground.
But yeah, it goes in the river and shit. That makes sense. You throw something in the river, it goes one place to the other, right? That's what we learned in the 90s when we used to throw all that styrofoam.
Maybe random cave creatures ate the stone and pooped it out in different locations.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so it was mainly because people think that was the Earth, the Silmaril that ended up in the Earth, and because it has similar properties to Silmarils, it shines. People covet it. Blah blah blah.
No.
That's why. And I was like, I see where you're pulling from, but you also unfortunately have to take into account the fact that Tolkien recycled a lot of his story elements from older tales into newer tales a lot of times when he didn't think the old ones were going to get published, this kind of being one of them. But I found a really interesting but a disproval online, an explanation for why this wouldn't be.
It's funny. I think this is more it's funny that you say this is really old, right? It might go all the way back to the 70s. Because I'm sitting here thinking, what about the 1970s? The Coke was better, the LSD was better, and the weed was worse.
People were thinking
so
hard.
And then I'm thinking that, okay, that makes sense for that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the newest debunkal explanation for this that I really like and I support is that the fact that the dwarves were the ones that actually shaped the Arkenstone themselves is a pretty good indicator that was not a Silmaril.
Shaped as in they cut the stone?
They cut the stone and they shaped it themselves.
They'd never be able to do that to a Feanorian.
They wouldn't be able to do that with a Feanorian gem. Nobody, not even the gods, not even the gods
could figure it out.
Could open it. Mm-hmm. So there's no way that the dwarves...
That's amazing. That's some debunkery right there. I love that.
Yeah, I loved that. That was something I'd never heard before, but I really like that explanation for why this is not true.
Yeah, that's very simple. I like that.
So anyway, I'm on the side of not true. I've kind of always been that way. What about you guys?
Yeah, I've always been on the not true for this one. I thought that this came out when the Hobbit movie came out just because they look similar, and I was like, you guys can't be that simple, right?
I think it got rekindled at that time.
Yeah, because of that time. Yeah, because I was like, you guys can't be that simple, right? Just because there's two glowing jewels. Holy shit, read Tolkien, there's a whole bunch of glowing jewels. The LSR,
there are some,
the fucking, there's plenty of them around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, I never, and then just I'm a geography nerd. I don't see how it could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my first.
How would it get underneath a mountain? Well, especially because
how many hundreds of miles away is that?
Well, okay, I need a little dwarf history here. Will you help me?
Sure.
When was the kingdom of Erebor founded?
I think it was sometime in the Third Age.
Was it in the Third Age or the Second Age? Because Khazad-dûm is old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is Erebor older than would it have been founded already by the time the Silmarils were even thrown into the sea and the earth? That's
a good question.
You want to? We can. Me and Trev can talk while you want to look it up.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Well, let's jump back to just the Joel asking the question of what do we think. Based on all the stuff that you guys have said, I would have to say I agree that it's probably not a Silmaril. That seems pretty
just not plausible.
Pretty not plausible. Mm-hmm. However, I do like the idea of there maybe being a legend or a story or something that compares it to the Silmaril, and then say we had an original story where, group is going out to try to find the Arkenstone because they think it's a Silmaril.
That's fun.
And then they find it, and they're like, oh, this isn't what we were looking for. And then, whatever the bigger story unfolds from there. I think that could be a cool, point of a story to find out that it's not really a Silmaril.
Yeah.
But it actually being a Silmaril, yeah, I'd agree. I don't think so.
Okay. So it's kind of like how Carlos Beltrami was trying to find the Northwest Passage, but he really found Leech Lake, right?
Sure. Sure. Or like Christopher Columbus when he was trying to cross the sea. He didn't end up where he thought, right?
Yeah. Fuck that guy, though. From what I understand, Carlos Beltrami's cooler.
Sure. Yeah.
He's an Italian explorer. He discovered some stuff in Minnesota. Look him up. But yeah, you got the answer, Joel?
Oh, yes, I have an answer for us. So I just referred back to our own episode outline. So episode 30, where we were talking about the dwarves of Middle-earth, we talk about how the kingdom of Erebor was founded in the year 1999, after the refugees of Moria had been wandering around for 2 decades.
TA 1999?
TA, Third Age, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that's when they found the Arkenstone, yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay, so we do know that for sure. Okay, because I was wondering, I was like, does this even match up timeline-wise? Because I know Khazad-dûm is old, it's pre-First Age even, right? So I'm like, if Erebor is even nearly that old, the Arkenstone, it wouldn't, the timeline wouldn't even match up, but it does seem to match up. Fuck.
All right, you can't debunk it with that knowledge, but I think
do it with the timeline. Fuck.
I think we've got enough already.
Yeah. Well, we got enough.
Yeah.
We tried. That's Tolkienian, right? You got to try.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's move on to our next theory on our list.
Do it.
That was a good start.
Fan theory number 2.
That was a great start. Thank you.
Gollum killed Frodo's parents.
What the fuck?
Ooh, okay.
I had never heard this one, and the information to back it up is very interesting.
Ooh, do tell.
What the fuck?
It's been debated, I don't know for how long, amongst some in the community that Gollum, on his quest to find the thief who stole his precious, came upon Frodo's parents instead.
Drogo and Primrose Took.
Yeah. So
Drogo Baggins and Primrose Took.
In The Fellowship of the Ring, the book, as Gollum searched for Bilbo, it's said that he came as far as the Brandywine River before he turned back. The Brandywine River also happens to be the river where they drowned, and several witnesses to Drogo and Primula's accident say that they saw some kind of a struggle. I think that's meant to be implied between the two of them, scandalous stuff, but it also could potentially back up this theory.
Yeah. That's crazy.
In search of the Bagginses, he found one of the Bagginses.
And killed him.
And found no ring.
Found no ring.
Was clever enough to make it look like an accident, too, which he is definitely clever enough to do. Damn, that's
He's a slimy
cool.
bastard. Yeah, I
Honestly,
thought that was cool.
Yo, I'm calling it. This is semi-fucking plausible.
Plausible.
So, of all the characters that would have the tenacity to pull this shit off, Gollum is one of them.
Yeah.
Gollum has the psychopathic tenacity to go all the way to the Brandywine River, the Baranduin, right? And fucking drowned a dude that he just knew his last name was Baggins.
Bagginses.
Yeah.
Where's Baggins?
Yeah. I love that. I'm saying it's super plausible.
Just because I'm not 100% certain, what is Bilbo's relation to Frodo's parents? Is he a brother-in-law, or
he's technically their cousin, is he not?
Their cousin. So he's related to Bilbo through his sister, right? Who's a Took? Is that right? I gotta look this up now.
Because they all share the last name Baggins, it seems, at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Drogo is Bilbo's cousin, I think, second cousin, I want to say.
Okay.
But they are all... The thing about hobbits is they're all kind of related, you know what I mean?
The small world.
Yeah. So Bilbo's parent, or Frodo's parents at least, one of them was a Took and one of them was a Baggins.
Right. Okay. For some reason I was thinking that that Frodo...
Oh, I'm sorry. So Bilbo and Frodo, they're related. So Frodo is Bilbo's nephew by adoption, not by blood. Technically, they're both first and second cousins once removed due to their parents being cousins and their shared family lines. But Bilbo adopted Frodo after Frodo's parents, Drogo and Primula, died.
Okay, so they're actually cousins, but they have an avuncular relationship. He calls him uncle. That makes sense.
Yeah, Bilbo's father was Bungo, and Frodo's father was Drogo. Drogo was the son of Fosco and Bungo.
Sweet.
Okay. Interesting names. But all right.
Okay.
All right. I see how the picture fits together.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bungo
why
was the
not?
son of Mungo.
I'm glad that these names weren't the ones written in the stories. Like,
The main characters, yeah.
And Mungo and Fosco were brothers, making Bilbo and Drogo second cousins.
Whoa.
Therefore, Frodo and Bilbo
Fosco?
are second cousins once removed.
Is that-
Isn't that a name
I can
from the-
hardly
That's a name
keep
from the
this
Shire
track in
game.
my own
Yeah,
mind.
it's
That's the
Fosco Burrows.
Yeah,
Ah.
Fosco's
It's
a
not
hobbit
the
name.
same one, though, right?
It
No.
might be.
Must just be a Hobbit first name, a popular Hobbit first name.
Yeah, it might just be a popular Hobbit first name.
I wouldn't be the
Anyway,
first time that media
now we're going down.
recycled
Now
an
we're
old
going
name.
down the rabbit hole. But this one I thought was really cool. This
I love
really
this.
caught. This one caught my eye.
I love this one. Yeah, this happened.
Well, because there's nothing to say that it surely didn't happen,
Mhm.
right?
In fact, there's something that implies that it could have.
Okay.
Just the information knowing that Gollum was
He only
This-
had the last name.
made it to the Brandywine.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
No,
the Brandywine is where they died.
I like this one. I like it a lot. I mean, I don't know that
Where do you come down?
what?
And there's
Where
a
do you
s-
come down on the line? Do you think this is plausible? Do you think this is not plausible? Do you hate the fuck out of it? Is this your least favorite theory you've ever heard in your entire life?
It's only the second one even of the episode.
Turn it off.
I don't know. I think the idea is kind of neat. Like, and it matches up, and there's no way really to like surely debunk it. But I don't know. Like, it would.
Bro, it makes so much sense. Like, even think about like they saw a struggle, right? If you were watching from the riverbank, as somebody was capsizing a boat from underneath, you would see two people
Struggling.
panicking,
Quite a bit.
holding on to each other, right? As the boat shook back and forth and dumped them into the water. It would look like they were struggling against each other if you didn't see that there's someone underneath capsizing the boat. It makes total fucking sense.
Okay. So let me put it this way: I don't want more reasons to dislike Gollum.
Gollum also eats babies,
Sure,
brother.
right.
So
if you
like-
didn't hate him for eating the babies, I don't know what you're gonna hate him for.
But like, if he's responsible for like one of the main protagonist's parents' deaths, like,
yeah.
That'd be
Jesus,
crazy, man.
fuck. And if
But,
like,
and why didn't they reveal that?
right? And if Frodo ever found out about it, like,
That'd be so cool.
everything would have been flipped over. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
that's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
it's a cool theory. Since we can't debunk it or not, I'd like to think it's not true. But
I say 9 out of 10.
I understand,
It happened.
yeah.
9 out
Okay.
of 10. It happened.
I come down on plausible.
plausible for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's move
So
on
the
to
next one.
our next one, number 3. Smog, a deserter of Angband.
I've heard this one before, and I've kind of thought this in my own mind as well before.
Yeah, and I think we've even talked about this ourselves.
I think
once
so.
or twice
Yeah, have we
before.
talked about it before? I was like, this seems hella familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know, because I theorize, I Tolkieneer in my brain all the time, so I don't know if it's a conversation I had with you or myself.
This does not sound familiar to me.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't
It's probably
initially
done
very sure where I came down on this before I did this episode, but after looking into this a little bit, I'm pretty sure where I come down on it now. So
Mhm.
let's get into some details. So
Cool.
at the end of the Silmarillion, it states that after the overthrow of the first Dark Lord, Morgoth, his remaining hosts and servants fled toward the east and hid among the shadows. However, it's hard to say whether Smog, the dragon, would have been alive since this time. Like that'd be a long time for him to be alive, especially since it's like a 6,000 year gap between the end of the First Age and the events of The Hobbit.
yeah.
Are we saying like he would not have lived this long, but like due to old age?
Right, yeah, we're not aware of dragons really having lived that long.
Yeah, has
but
any
we
has
also
any
don't have a
dragon died of
whole
old age?
We don't really have any
suppose we don't
examples
know.
of them not, though, so it's really hard to say. So in The Hobbit, Tolkien says that they live forever, though no doubt this was more intended for kind of a dramatic effect.
Well, and a
But-
lot of lore dragons are immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Heck,
could be.
even in Dark Souls, the dragons, the scales they have make them immortal. So like, it seems like a normal thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because, like you said, they seem like they're immortal creatures, right? They're magical. They have.
Oh, but how could they be?
That's what I'm saying.
Because they were created by an immortal, but no
Right.
creature created by an immortal is inherently immortal.
Right.
Except for the Eldar.
Do they?
They can live for pretty much ever, the elves, as long as they're not killed.
Yeah, but
if they're in Middle Earth, they wane.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. Who created the elves?
Ilúvatar.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I don't
That's
think
right.
I don't think that counts
Because he's God.
because he's God. Right.
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. He Jesus. You got it.
Well,
That's the son of God. Hold on. You get.
I'm getting the lore mixed up.
so a bit of information that I came across while looking into this is kind of what convinced me no, that he was not a deserter of Angband, that he was born later. That's what I think. And that's because Smaug himself states that back when he first attacked the Lonely Mountain, that, quote, "Then I was but young and tender, and now I am old and strong." So if he was considering himself, quote-unquote, young and tender just 171 years ago, and now he is old and strong after 171 years, it seems impractical to think that Smaug was alive 6,000 years ago.
I put a dragon's lifespan at around 450 to 500 years old.
So it's not necessarily that I think a dragon couldn't live for 6,000 years.
Yeah.
But if he considered himself young and tender just 100 and not even 200 years prior, it makes me doubt whether or not he was alive 6,000 years ago.
Yeah, I would highly doubt that as well. I would also say it's funny because like when he uses the word tender, is he alluding to the fact that dragon scales don't harden until they mature?
Yes.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. Because that also
For
happens
sure,
with
right?
Glaurung.
Glaurung,
When
he issues at Bragollach, he's not hardened yet.
Yeah, when and
can't get
Morgoth
hard.
was pissed off because he would. Yeah. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Just gonna shake my head.
Trevor's over here just shaking his head. This is radio, Trevor. You have to,
That's
you
why
have to verbally.
That's why I verbally
issue
said I was
disgust.
shaking my head.
She's like, I need them to know. Okay, well, so I come down on the side of this being not true, that Smaug is not a deserter of Angband. What do you guys feel?
I agree with you.
I
I would say he's not a deserter of Angband.
Would not a dragon lie, though?
This is true.
This is true.
Deception.
I mean, they do lie like a motherfucker, but I just don't see
He
it
did
as,
take out an entire kingdom when he was that old, apparently. So how young was he? I don't know.
I just feel if one of the dragons that survived the first age that is mentioned in the Silmarillion, I feel like Tolkien would have been like, by the way, that was fucking Smaug.
He was one of these guys.
One of those cats.
Yeah,
was
he
Smaug.
probably would have gone out
I
of his
don't
way
know.
to make it sound cool.
Yeah, because it is
Bring it up
is
as
a
a
cool
third age.
connection, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because we were theorizing in our dragon episode because the number of dragons is kind of a question mark.
It is, yeah.
And
Because they just kind of like breed up in the Forwardwaith,
unchecked, unchecked up there. Yeah.
unchecked, unchallenged.
Unchallenged. I don't know about this. I don't think dragons are that old, man.
I'm trying like really hard in my head to do the whole
I want
devil's
to
advocate
believe it.
thing that I
I
like to
want
do,
to believe it,
but it's really hard to poke holes in it.
I want to believe, but I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Like,
Like-
because we also talked about one of the ones being Skatha, right? Because at the time,
Yeah.
because Skatha and Smaug are the only two named dragons.
Skatha, named. Smauged.
Of the third age, right?
Yes.
So we were like, well, they said at least 2 or 3 survived. Are they those two? Are there only 2 dragons left?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark? You know, that's not really known.
Find that Skatha came from a brood.
It said
and,
he came from a brood, and yeah,
You know, so there's other things to counteract that.
yeah. So there's definitely lore to back up the fact that there was more than 2.
So I don't really think that this helps too much at all.
Mhm.
But like a lot of like reptilian creatures in reality like molt their skin, right?
Right.
True.
So like what if he was young and tender then and now he's like, you know, his adult coat or whatever is in, and so he is now old and strong.
No, that's
Yeah.
what we were talking about. Yeah, no, because
I mean, there's like giant like peelings somewhere that he
Somewhere, yeah,
crawled
maybe
out
skins.
of. Ew.
no, because there is it is mentioned in the Silmarillion that remember Glaurung from Children of Hurin.
Indeed.
So he first issues when he's young at the Dagor Bragollach, right? The battle before the one in Children of Hurin. So and he's immediately he fucks off immediately. The dwarves, I think, make him fuck off or something. I can't remember, but he fucks off immediately because it says his scales haven't hardened yet.
Right.
So there is to say a period which dragons are soft and when they're young. And that was 171. Yeah.
Yeah. But just to like kind of throw the debunk there, if he was supposed to be alive 6,000 years ago and it's 5,900 or 829 years, like you
Why
think
would he be tender 5,000
Right.
years
You think
later?
at some point he would have like, or unless
He
he's
would've
like
got hard.
unless he's done it multiple
never got
times,
hard.
right? Like if he's shed his outer layer multiple times.
Maybe it's a cycle.
Maybe.
It's a cycle. So like sometimes he's soft,
Yeah.
sometimes he's hard. Like
Aren't we all?
Every
bud?
1,000 years. Every 1,000 years, they get a new level of armor. Like
yeah,
Fuck. That at least bridges the two ideas. I hate you.
that's the best I can do.
Yeah,
you
it's
son of a
still
bitch.
pretty
you
good.
just had to do devil's advocate.
It's still pretty
didn't you?
good. Yeah, you could say that they go through a cycle of like molting. God damn it. No, it didn't. No, Trevor. No.
Stick to your guns.
No, it didn't happen.
Okay, well, we're going to move to the next one.
Yes.
We got a bunch to get through.
Yeah.
All right, so number 4, Grima Wormtongue killed and ate Lotho Baggins.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is straight up hinted at right in the text.
And this is something that I don't think is a big surprise to either of you, because I kind of threw this out there when I pitched the idea to you guys just to get an idea.
Yeah.
And this is also Danny's excerpt we made him practice.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this kind of gave it away, didn't it? Yep. I understand now.
Yeah. You get it now?
Yeah, so you've been listening to this excerpt over and over, not knowing what
you
it
know
was
the
an
context.
argument.
Yeah. The one part
Yeah.
the one parts me and Danny got to actually see were the 2 excerpts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this theory has been around for a long time, pretty much as long as the books have been around, because it comes straight out of the books.
Straight out of the text, yeah.
And really the best way to explain where this theory came from is to just read it
up.
to you. So we're just going to have Danny read this section to you. This is from The Return of the King, Book 6, Chapter 8, The Scouring of the Shire. So this is towards the end when they finally come across... Justice has been served. They finally, the Scouring of the Shire is pretty much done. They find out that the guy at the top, Sharky, was actually Saruman all along.
That prick.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you meddling hobbits, I would have gotten
that
away
dog.
with it. And that dog. and this is when Saruman says something unsettling about Grima. So anyway, here you go. Let's jump into it with the excerpt from Danny.
Wormtongue halted and looked back at him, half prepared to stay. Saruman turned. "No evil?" he cackled. "Oh, no. Even when he sneaks out at night, it is only to look at the stars. Did I hear someone ask where poor Lotho is hiding? You know, don't you, Worm? Will you tell them?" Wormtongue cowered down and whimpered. No. "Then I will," said Saruman. "Worm killed your chief, poor little fellow. Your nice little boss, didn't you, Worm? Stabbed him in his sleep, I believe. Buried him, I hope. Though Worm has been very hungry lately. No, Worm is not really nice. You had better leave him to me."
Ugh.
Kind of says it right there.
Yeah, and it really just the way that Worm seems so utterly tormented by him even
He really doesn't want them to know that, yeah.
By him even... I'm sure Wormtongue has probably killed somebody at this point in his service
he's
of Saruman.
Yeah.
What was so terrible that Saruman even hinting at it, Wormtongue was like, no. And then even after Saruman says it, like, he's been very hungry lately, he just follows up with no. Like, once you ponder what that means, he kind of reaffirms it, and he's like, yeah, no, Worm really is not a very nice person.
Yeah.
You'd better leave this little cannibalistic monster to me.
Yeah. I love it. Fredo's like, he's done no evil to me. He's like, oh, really? He ate your cousin.
But when you put it that way.
Jesus Christ. I mean, they're only about the size of a full-sized pig or a small cow.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God, some Lotho bacon?
Lotho
bacon.
That shit would sizzle. Lotho bacon. Oh, God. Oh, that's disgusting.
Or Lotho, he didn't deserve it.
He didn't. I mean he was not nice.
He was not nice, but I don't think he was so nice. He was like
he was
Hobbit not
yeah.
nice, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't commit any war crimes or anything. Like he never
like I don't think Ted Sandyman deserves to be eaten alive too, or what, or his corpse be eaten or whatever,
Christ.
you know? Yeah. This one's funny because like I never really considered this one a theory. I just thought it was true.
Yeah.
I just thought it said right here.
Yeah,
like,
I guess it's not a full confirmation, but it is a solid hint, and it's something that I don't know why I've always glossed over in the past. This one never really sunk into me.
Well, all the cannibalism they gloss over in this shit. Remember the
all
Gollum,
the cannibalism?
Yeah, Gollum eating babies too.
Oh,
Remember
Gollum
that
eating
one?
babies. Yeah, that's also something
they gloss over that shit all the time.
Well, that is like almost explicitly
yeah,
stated.
that's almost
like,
right in there.
Drinking the blood of babies or some shit like that's like some gnarly, and it says it happened. So that's like not even a theory. I feel like.
Well, and it straight up treats him like a demon in the night. So like,
yeah,
it's more myth than it is like
crib snatching.
This seems like he's just like, oh, we're just not going to say it out loud, but you know.
Yeah. I'm going to
So-
mark this one confirmed.
Confirmed, yeah.
Myth plausible.
Confirmed.
I want to go like a step beyond plausible, but not confirmed. I want to say like likely.
Likely.
It's
Likely.
never outright
More than plausible,
stated, right?
like kind
But
of
it's
likely. But it's kind of alluded to.
Most likely.
What do you feel, Trev?
I mean, the implication is directly there. So
Right.
So I feel like even if Saruman's just saying it kind of to be like a dick, or just to be like, have you ever thought that maybe he's this evil? Man, it doesn't matter if he is or isn't, but might as well be.
Might as well. Yeah, that one was fun. That one kind of horrified me for a moment when I first read it. But let's jump to our next one, number 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
The KOT original theory that Sting is the childhood blade of Eärendil. This theory took me a very short amount of time because it is 100% credible.
100% credible.
No checks needed.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Yep, you can just take us at our word. No reason to look into it.
As sure as there are stars in the night sky.
Sting was the childhood blade of Eärendil.
I
That's
still-
100% true. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Why
Really?
the fuck not?
Why not?
Who is it hurting? You know?
Yeah, who's it hurting?
Who's it hurting?
At one point, I
Let
wanted
me
to.
have this.
At one point, I wanted to theorize that the mithril coat was also his because he gets presented with a coat of shiny mail, but it is said that the coat that he got, the mithril coat that the Bagginses got, was from the dwarves. So
Yeah.
that kind of breaks that open right there. But
Unless it was a lie.
unless it was all a lie. No, I think the
Sure,
dwarves are
what-
known. The dwarves make the best mail, hands down.
Yeah.
And
and
they
well,
make
I was
mithril,
gonna-
so
They don't really have a relationship with the Gondolindrum either. I was going to say it could have been
Not really.
obtained in trade, but
imagine
yeah.
if they would have great friendship with the Gondolithrum
If they knew about
came
them.
in contact with
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
they-
but it seemed like they're all
They just
both
don't-
very private people.
They don't kick it
No.
together.
Also, I feel like it probably doesn't need to be said, but for lovely listeners out there, when we say mail, we're not talking about the paper that post people give.
Chain
We're talking
mail.
about chain mail. Yeah, armor.
Coat
Yeah.
of mail. Coat of paper letters. Snail mail letters.
That'd be stupid as
Stamps
fuck.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's 100% credible.
No, totally credible.
Yeah,
Yep.
moving
I don't
on.
even want to say that's a theory. That is 100% for real.
That's extended universe.
Might as
extended
well
lore.
might as well come out of Tolkien's mouth.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
That's
Thank you.
Tolkieneering at its finest.
Thank you.
So let's just move straight on to number 6.
Yeah, let's do it. Whoop.
Hold on. Number 6. Sauron enslaved Saruman after their deaths.
Cool.
Hold on. After Sauron?
I
Or
shouldn't
after
say
Saruman's
The
death?
the destruction of their physical forms.
When their Roa was destroyed at the
Yeah.
end of the Third Age.
So
post scouring?
yeah, so
Post-scouring
basically
for Saruman,
at the
yeah.
end of the Return of the King, at the end of the War of the Ring, when the ring is destroyed, Sauron loses his physical form and he's a fart in the wind,
I think I think I know where this theory is coming from.
And then when Saruman dies after Grima stabs him, his body kind of dies and collapses and like turns into dust, and then his spirit goes up in the same way, like a fart in the wind, and also gets blown away by a wind. They're both end in similar deaths, similar ways, and they're both reduced to incorporeal spirits that are blown away in a wind that comes from the west.
And
Which-
Saruman specifically, kind of his fart kind of went to the east first, and then was violently blown west, or other way around.
One of yeah.
Didn't-
West and then east. Yeah.
So fans, I guess, have theorized that they likely may have ended up in the same place, and Sauron's spirit would have undoubtedly tried to enslave Saruman's spirit, because that's just kind of his thing.
Yeah.
And because, Saruman sort of betrayed him.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah. I would be very upset with Saruman if I were Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be very, very salty with him.
So-
So imagine that relationship.
Yeah.
My
For
question
eternity, basically, until
Yeah.
to what end?
to what end? I
Well,
don't know.
well, we
maybe
do know. Check
to
this.
get out his anger, maybe as revenge for Saruman betraying him during the War of the Ring, and then him losing the War of the Ring.
But
and
okay, so enslaved how?
Check this. I have a
overpowered,
theory.
maybe.
No, it actually goes into one of your theories.
Okay.
Saruman is one of the only Maya that do what that we know of.
Poop.
No, they somehow reconstitute themselves.
Saruman.
Sauron.
Oh, Sauron.
right?
You did
Yes.
say
yes.
So what-
Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
this conversation in particular
It's
is
really hard.
difficult between
'Cause
the
of the names,
Saruman
yeah.
and the Sauron.
Sauron,
Yes.
Myron, the
Yes.
Admirable,
The Admirable.
is known for being able to, and we talk about this in KOT all the time, somehow necromance his way. He gathers energy.
He steals.
Yeah, and they showed it in Rings of Power, which I thought was kind of cool.
I did appreciate
that was one of the
But,
coolest things.
They
With
kind
him
of showed that
stealing,
process.
like the Feyre and the Roa.
Everything's
kind of.
Maybe he's using Saruman's Feyre to come back for his bout in the Fourth Age during the reign of Eldarion.
Because we know that there's like a cult of Morgoth that comes about in the Fourth Age. Tolkien started kind of writing about it, then it got too depressing.
And
so
he was like, nope.
He put it down. It's too dark.
Is Sauron part of that, like, that we know of? Or is
Sauron
is
It's definitely people worshiping Sauron.
Sure.
So,
you're right, because we're talking about Sauron versus Melkor. I'm sorry, you're right.
Well, and the thing here
it could
is
be Sauron coming back and disguising himself as Melkor and starting the cult.
I don't know.
Or he could have come back and he could be leading the cult, trying to do the same for Melkor. I'm sorry. I should let you talk.
It's just like I have a problem with this theory fundamentally because if both Sauron and Saruman are farts in the wind, right?
Sure.
There is little to be gained from Sauron enslaving the fart cloud of Saruman. There's not going to be any power that he's going to get.
No, but that's what I'm saying. His Roa has been completely destroyed before, and he's gone from being pure Feyre to having Roa again. How?
Yeah, but this time is different though. Right?
Yeah, because
this is the destruction of the ring and all the rings of power, which he poured most of his power into.
Yeah.
But his body was destroyed at the fall of Numenor.
Yeah,
totally.
And then he was just a giant eyeball for a long time.
And then he flew back to Middle-earth, and somehow, a little while later, he has a body again.
Yeah,
how does he do it? Maybe the enslaving the other Maiar is the way he does it.
And maybe this is just my feeling / opinion or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like this has to be... this is the definitive end of Sauron. Like
it is definitely
he is
supposed
reduced to an equal form as Saruman is in his death, and any other Maiar would be.
They're equally impotent, is what you're saying.
So yeah, they're equally impotent. Like they're blown by wind, right? Like I don't think. I think Sauron expended all of his power at this point.
So you don't think one impotent person can dominate another?
I don't think that he can get his power back. Like if Tolkien had finished writing the evil in the Fourth Age, I highly doubt it would have been Sauron again. Personally.
Fair.
Okay. All right.
Whether or not this is plausible, I don't know. But I don't like it, I guess.
I mean, I don't think it has a whole lot of legs to stand on as far as like evidence, but I don't see it being out of character if it were possible, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will say plausible, however unlikely.
That's exactly what I was going to come to. I was going to say plausible, but unlikely, because there's really nothing to suggest that would happen, or to suggest that it could, like Trevor was kind of saying. So I agree with you both. Let's jump. Yeah, look at us.
Wow.
Look at us. Let's jump to theory number 7.
Next,
Love this.
Sam and Frodo's relationship has queer overtones.
Is this even an argument?
Yeah,
hold on.
Is this an observation or?
Like there are people who do legitimately argue against this.
Is it there? It's definitely there.
I feel
was it intended to be there? I don't know.
I think that's where the argument comes into play, whether it was intended or not.
Yeah.
I think
the intention, I believe, is quite. Well, I don't know, because like Tolkien did know queer people, right? Like he was a fucking author / poet in high English society. You don't think there's any queer people there, brother?
Yeah.
Come on. So like he knew, I'm sure, you know.
And he's not opposed to like tenderness between men. I mean, even in the old version of the Children of Húrin,
the kiss on the lips,
that makes between Túrin and Beleg, when Beleg dies, like spoilers. But then you
go back and listen to that 6-part series.
But then you have to like kind of like dig into the fact, was that meant to be anything romantic or just something that was supposed to be very tender?
Well, I think what happened, so this is my theory. Tolkien was trying to convey the deepest male to male relationship that you can, that's forged in like the situations of combat, right?
Yeah, very emotionally linked people.
Right. And he was trying to convey that literarily. And I think today that comes off as queer. I think he was trying to convey a tenderness that now kind of comes off as a little bit more than platonic.
I think I can get behind what you're saying because ultimately, ultimately what came out was like two friends that had a super deep connection. That was like they had a level of vulnerability and affection that's like not typical amongst heterosexual men in Western culture. Which I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and I don't hate this at all. I think it'd be sick as shit if they were like bisexual or what, pansexual, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, many queer folks cite their relationship as a powerful portrayal of love, tenderness, and devotion.
Yeah, and I mean, I say that as also from somebody that has really strong platonic male-to-male relationships, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could say it's an exemplary example of that, too. So, like, it's all kind of your personal experience, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the queer community is super important to Tolkien, and I just love it that they can identify with these characters. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, characters we can all identify with. That's how core they are.
Yeah.
Like, I love
That's how human it is. It's base level human shit.
Extremely human.
Yeah.
Extremely human emotions.
What do you say, Trevor? Are you going to be homophobic or what?
Fuck, man.
Jesus Christ. Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Trevor is, public service announcement, Trevor is in no way homophobic.
Not in any way.
I have never heard him make a single homophobic comment in my entire life.
We're just being assholes.
I am just a dick. What do you think, Trev?
Okay. So I don't think that the relationship would have specifically queer overtones, kind of like you guys are saying with how old it is and everything. I think it's a culture difference between now and then.
Yeah.
Like largely. And it's a shame, really. It makes me sad to really think about because, like,
could have been such a good gay storyline, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, sure, absolutely. Could it have been if it was written that way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
Sure, why not? Like the bones are already there. Like it could be rewritten in a way that would make it work that way. No, it makes me sad to think about like modern relationships for people because there are a lot of people that would see this as gay or queer and this would deter them because they're like, oh, I don't want to be like that. But it's like, dude, humans have been this way forever.
That's what Joel's saying. It's human, man. It's not necessarily queer or straight or whatever. It's just human experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that Sam and Frodo's relationship is honestly something that people of any kind should strive to have with other people.
Their love is
and your sexuality has nothing to do with it.
Right. It's kind of beside the point.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a subplot if it needs to be anything.
Cool. Damn, that was wholesome as shit. I love our little
good
conversation about that.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks, Trev.
Air 5.
All right. Theory number 8. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Gandalf is Eru Ilúvatar.
Ooh.
I feel like I might have heard this one years ago somewhere, too.
Yeah, this is another one that's been, popular for a long time. So some have basically suggested that Gandalf may be like a personification of Eru Ilúvatar himself, manifesting in Middle-earth using the form of an old wise man. And in this version of events, Eru never had to resurrect Gandalf because he was Gandalf, basically. So
you're it's kind of like when Trevor would have to play as an NPC just to keep the game from derailing when we played Dungeons & Dragons when you were our game master. You'd have to have a character that would is that what they're doing here? Has Ilúvatar created an NPC, aka Gandalf, for him to guide along the story?
Yeah, so with the way that that I wrote the D&D stories that we went with, because a lot of D&D stories are kind of like, okay, I'm going to give you the story, your motivations, and what you're doing, and then you have to go with it. Yeah. Whereas we played a way more open-ended one, which is a lot harder to DM for, but also
more fun.
It's more fun, and you can kind of wing things more, and it's generally more okay. Creating an NPC to kind of help carry the story or give some direction in that circumstance, in our D&D circumstance. I think that's kind of how I had to do it, or a way that I could do it to make it easy. I don't believe this theory for a second.
No. No. Yeah, I don't believe this one either. I don't think this holds much water.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I think it just doesn't make it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
There's too much stuff written about Gandalf and his time spent as Olorin, etc. that I don't think that this is a guise that Tolkien would have kept up for this long.
No. Yes, that's a good point as well. I feel like Gandalf if he were Eru Iluvatar, he wouldn't have fought the Balrog for like a week.
Yeah,
He would just cut its goddamn head off and then be like, "Let's go, homies!" Like
go.
he'd be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm way more powerful than that fucking thing."
But it was part
How
of his
powerful?
greater,
Don't ask.
his
Yes.
part of his big plan, you know.
Yeah, part of his mysterious godlike plan.
For
Yeah.
all we know, he could just like stick out his hand and suck the flame out of the Balrog, and now it's dead.
Right, as soon as they crossed, got out of view, he just went God mode is what happened.
Yeah, that'd be funny if he didn't actually fight him that long. He killed him as soon as they left the room, but then he just sat and smoked weed for like
he
a
just
week.
sat and hung out when took a little vacation.
In Moria, just
Peace
like
at last.
finally a deserted Moria, no dwarves or nothing. Yeah,
Now I can sleep in for once.
Gandalf's just got some Z's.
Is there anything more to this though? Other than
Not really.
there's no like attempted evidence or anything.
Not a lot. I mean,
I think the biggest evidence of it is that he got resurrected or whatever.
he was resurrected. He always seems to be the
That's happened
moral
before.
compass, the humble moral compass.
But that's more explained by who he was taught by. If you know Gandalf's backstory, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
so
Varda
I'm on
and,
the same. I'm on the same boat as
Indiana.
you guys. Like, there's like Trevor said, there's too much explicit history about Gandalf's origins for him to be Eru Iluvatar, unless Olorin was secretly Iluvatar's experiment the whole time. But that seems so implausible. I'm just gonna straight up come down and say no. I think this is not.
But like I said this earlier, this is probably from when the Silmarillion came out in the 70s, right?
Probably,
the LSD was much better back then, is what I'm saying. It was stronger and all over the place. So, like, this is what comes out.
I would be willing to kind of meet this theory halfway and maybe say that it's possible that Iluvatar maybe could have, like, I don't know, possessed Olorin at some point, like, in some way, or like gave some extra Feya to him or something.
Sure, maybe juiced him a little bit.
Juiced
here
him or something.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely juiced him.
At most, I think like that would be.
I mean, what was Gandalf the
impact.
White if not a little extra juice from Iluvatar?
Well, I think
No.
he's kind of a freshborn, right? In
As
a
a
way.
as a DM, Trev, if you're not going to go the NPC route, what can you do to change the way the game is? Super cool gear, right? And
Yeah.
that's what you say to Gandalf, right? You just give him some dope upgrades, send him back. You're not actually interfering with the game per se, but you've stacked the deck for your protagonist.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, if we're going to go that route, we might as well just say that once Gandalf defeated the Balrog and he's sitting there all tired and shit, that he just laid there next to it and absorbed what was left of its Feya.
he ate its
And
flesh.
like, yeah. He ate
of its flesh.
Yeah, he
Already barbecued.
That's the good thing about fucking Balrogs is once they're dead, they're already cooked.
Already cooked.
Yeah.
so funny.
That's so fucking stupid.
Slow roasting for hundreds of years.
Yeah, like, and then he absorbed the energy into his robe, and now he's like all juiced because of him being double-minded.
Yeah.
Now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one myself either.
We'll chalk this up to 70s LSD and Coke. Here we
Should
go.
we move on to the next?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next. All right. Number 9. Gollum's personality is actually a manifestation of the One Ring itself, not just his own broken mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually agree with this one.
Yes.
Yeah, Bilbo.
I've always agreed with this one. Yeah.
Something that kind of backs this up is Bilbo, like Smeagol, is shown to call the ring precious or my precious, which kind of links the fact, links the two together. Like, therefore, Gollum may actually be an entity, like a name given to an entity within the ring that torments whoever holds on to it.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, I've always seen, because like I always look at coming from my familial background, I always kind of looked at the ring as an addiction, right?
Yeah.
So like there is a personality that's created by the addiction, right? And you have that in your head when you're an addict, right? So I would say that the ring has created that. The addiction does, created that personality that makes you make decisions that you normally wouldn't make. It makes you do say things you normally wouldn't say, right? Just shit like that. So I think from my way of looking at it, I agree. Yeah,
I'd like to add to that in a way, saying so. Like, I know at least the three of us, we've all taken an antidepressant once in our lives.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
At some point.
Currently.
friend, you say that lightly. You're smiling
Sure.
at me now.
Yeah. I don't need to go into details.
Lot of like if I believe me, if I didn't take a whole handful of pills, none of this would be happening.
Yeah, but okay, but so So my point is though, like, so you start taking those pills and they alter your brain chemistry, or
Right.
or maybe not necessarily alter, but they add something
Enhance.
that isn't there previously. So
Right.
so like wearing the ring could kind of just be like, you know, taking your Zoloft or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
over time you're so used to having it that once it's gone,
Your mind breaks, kind
you
of thing?
well yeah, like you go through like a withdrawal, or like because you're saying with like addiction, right? So you go through a
Yeah.
withdrawal, or like your personality, like you're missing part of
Bro,
yourself.
if I stopped taking my medication, I would definitely have a splinter personality. And you guys have seen
crazy.
it.
Right.
Y'all remember those days.
right.
You're
Yeah.
all sitting here like we don't, but we do.
so saying like I don't know, like saying taking like hardcore drugs and being an addict is kind of like, it's kind of, yeah, sure, what the ring does, just to dumb it down a little bit, because it takes a while for it to manifest.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So to being more like that, you know, the antidepressant.
Yeah.
So I believe like maybe the One Ring itself is not necessarily its own personality, but it absolutely adapts somebody else's.
It's a modified personality.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've kind of always, I guess, subconsciously had this as part of my own headcanon, I think.
Same. Yeah.
So yeah, I strongly subscribe to this. I think it's not only plausible, but likely.
Likely.
Very, very likely. So let's jump over to our next one on the list, number 10. Denethor becomes violent because of lead poisoning.
What? Like the boomer generation?
Holy shit.
Yeah, so this... Okay, yes, so this theory is...
Where did he get it from?
I'm gonna get
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna
This
get
is
into
just
it.
too funny. This is like the people are like the fall of the Roman Empire. There was lead in the wine, dude.
There was
Yeah.
lead.
They were all crazy.
But maybe this is, again, like an inspiration or homage.
To that. Yeah.
Allegory? No.
Yeah.
But so basically, the basis for this theory is that Denethor ultimately went mad and became violent because of lead poisoning, like so many mad leaders in the past.
His symptoms are 100% lead poisoning.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I think this is funny, but I don't think it's plausible.
No. So let me run it. So basically, the theory is that Boromir's death in the Palantir only made it worse, rather than basically being the cause. But some fans have speculated that Denethor's emotional state was affected by lead poisoning, and people back this up kind of with movie logic. In the movie, it's clear that Denethor is eating from a pewter. Pewter plates, drinking from pewter cups.
Yeah, which is pewter is an alloy of lead. Yep. If you don't know your metallurgy, yeah,
indeed,
yeah. So that people believe that
lead and tin, right?
Looked like pewter plates and cups and things. So people think that could have very well been a plausible way for him, to have gone mad, was using his fancy pewter plates and cups and getting lead poisoning.
The only reason I disagree with this is because there's no way he's the only one using that cutlery.
Here's
dinner stuff.
Do you know how
that's true? You'd think other people in Gondor would have used it in the past.
So do you know how the theory was, like, you know who Caligula is?
That sounds familiar.
He's a crazy emperor of Rome, like totally batshit insane, right?
Yes.
Murderously crazy. There's a movie about him that's made by a porno company that's...
Okay.
Anyway... Totally different conversation.
Okay.
Anyway, Caligula, he was probably lead poisoned based on his symptoms, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people think he was lead poisoned because there was a small amount of lead in all Roman wine, and he was such a severe alcoholic that the lead had built up in his system.
From all the wine?
From the severe alcoholism.
So
maybe Denethor's not eating off of pewter. He's just drinking a shitload of wine, and he's a wino.
They did drink a lot of wine in Gondor.
The Minas Tirith loves wine. Yeah.
Well, the climate in Minas Tirith was supposed
like
to
Venice.
be very similar to that of Venice. They were supposed to grow a lot of grapes and a lot of wine. Be known for their wine.
I'll give you that, but only if we say that it's sort of it's a rich person problem.
Yes, yes,
right? Because,
absolutely. It would have to be
because
strictly.
Denethor would have access to all of that stuff all of the time, and obviously is grieving and having a bad time, so would be drinking a lot more, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll say maybe that's plausible, but I still think it's it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Not good enough. You don't like it?
I think it's probably implausible, but it's so hilarious that the symptoms match up so perfectly. Yeah. The paranoia, the aggression, the short temper, right?
The him only loving one of his sons.
Yeah. The turning against
of lead poisoning.
Yeah, turning against all your family and friends, right?
Because of that, that's kind of what pushes me to the point of just saying plausible. I don't know if I'm really going to come down on the side of likely or unlikely. I'm just going to say it's just kind of simply there.
So it holds.
Simply
some
there.
more.
So,
Plausible.
So we can't say it's not it, and that's good enough.
But I can't say it is it. So I'm going to say it's plausible. It could be.
Sure.
I mean,
I'll go
I
with
think-
plausible, but I'm leaning on the unlikely.
I'm using
side.
plausible as kind of my neutral
Yeah, fair.
here.
I think it was more like the nuance of like grief and abusing the Palantir and Sauron's subtle influence and stuff like that. But it could be lead poisoning.
Sure. Maybe it was lead poisoning all along.
All of the things that the book took so long to explain to us.
Yes.
Well, let's jump to number 11 here. We're getting pretty far on our list. So Gandalf wanted to use the eagles the entire time.
Really? Never
And
heard this one.
This is a theory that I think I'd heard once before vaguely. So basically, some fans speculate that Gandalf was trying to lead the Fellowship to the eagles, like
The Eyries, yeah.
the Eyries in the northern parts of the Misty Mountains, where they ultimately ended up in The Hobbit when they crossed the Misty Mountains. But he failed to get there due to the snowstorm in the pass and ended up being forced to take the Fellowship through the Mines of Moria.
Right.
Some people even claim that when Gandalf said, quote, "Fly, you fools,"
Oh my god.
he didn't mean fly in the sense of fleeing, but he meant it literally, as they should literally fly to Mordor, but he couldn't say it directly because enemies could have overheard
that
him.
asshole
He was
Balrog
trying
will
to be
know.
subtle, but nobody got it.
Oh,
Honestly,
my
if you
God.
had stopped before the fly you fools part, I might have considered it.
Yeah.
That ruined it for me.
Yeah, that really ruined the theory for me too.
Consider Gandalf was imprisoned on top of Isengard, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he had no communication with anybody, and he escaped via the eagle, right?
Yep.
So why the fuck would he need to go all the way
Why would he
there?
have to schlep all the way up to the fucking
and he's
Eyries?
stopped by a snowstorm? Come
Yeah.
on.
Didn't he send a moth up there or some shit?
Yeah.
Do that.
Get out of here.
Okay, so for me, this one I loved this shit. It was so
It's
funny, but I'm gonna say unlikely.
Yeah, no way. It's funny, but
I'm gonna give it a very unlikely.
Pretty funny.
I don't.
but
I'm gonna go no.
it is honestly. This is about as good of an excuse you should ever, a good of an argument you should ever give to those fools that will confront you about the whole, why didn't they take the eagles to Mordor? This is what you should at least just give them back to give them something to chew on. You know what I mean?
What the fly you fools
That
thing?
Gandalf wanted to do it the entire time, he just couldn't.
Oh yeah.
Like he tried.
What
oh
if?
my God.
Yeah.
Let's give the conspiracy theory nuts
Gandalf
even
tried,
more.
dude.
Yeah,
He
give
even
them
said
fuel.
fly, you
He even
fools.
said fly, you fools, but they didn't take it literally.
Let them run with it and watch them run after their own tails. Yeah, I'm gonna say not plausible because we've pretty much on KOT multiple times come out against the whole taking the eagles to Mordor.
But
thing.
so many other creators have also come to that conclusion based on other things
It's
too.
one of
like,
the only things that the entire Tolkien fandom like vastly agrees on. Like this is a very small minority of people that think.
right. Well, and it's one of those things like in a vacuum being like, well, why didn't they just fly to Mordor? It's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but there's a lot of reasons why it does not make sense. So thanks, nice try.
Nice try.
Well, it's just like what is that? Is it Clerks where they're talking about that? Like, why didn't they shoot this escape pod in the beginning of the Star Wars movie?
oh yeah.
Like
the
they
guy
had-
who didn't shoot the
They
escape
had no
pod,
reason not to shoot it.
They had no reason not to do
They
it.
should have. It was a piece of like ejected
And that
from the
was
ship.
that guy. What was it? The argument was that guy in control of that laser was like the hero of the entire franchise or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
because
'cause he
without
didn't-
him, everyone would have died.
And he made a clearly bad call. And
Something he probably shouldn't
yeah.
have done. Like everyone, like why wouldn't they shoot that? Hold your fire. There's no life forms aboard.
Clearly, the Force was manipulating this person to do good for the universe.
Yeah.
You know, all those midichlorians.
Yeah, had a high midichlorian count.
Fuck the metachlorians.
Oh,
Let's
God,
move on to the
yeah.
next one. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Run.
honestly, fuck
Get
those
outta
things.
here.
We were watching. I showed Timmy the original trilogy,
Yeah.
and episode 1 is so trash.
Oh, you mean the prequel trilogy?
yeah, the prequel trilogy. yeah.
Oh yeah, episode
my
1
God.
was
Hey.
very much a early 2000s cash grab.
Hey,
Yeah.
I liked the fighting with Darth Maul, though.
Next,
yeah,
you're going to
see-
tell me Jar Jar's your favorite
Yeah.
character. I'm sorry.
Jar Jar.
No, the Darth Maul was a cool villain, and the double-sided lightsaber did go down in history as like kind of a quintessential Star Wars thing.
It's
Like,
cool.
I do.
No,
I
there
do
were
enjoy
some-
a good
some cool
double-edged
things.
lightsaber.
Even Timmy's 10 and he thought Jar Jar was racist.
Dude, no, it's so dumb. Joel, as soon as you said Jar Jar, I was like, oh, now I want to mimic Jar Jar. But I'm like, anything I say is going to
please.
sound
Do
racist.
not
No,
mimic
no.
Jar Jar on this
I
fucking
couldn't do it.
podcast.
I couldn't do it.
Do
Please.
Ruru
I
a
can't even.
favor.
I can't
Ruru.
even do it like without being recorded. It
Ruru.
feels so bad.
Ruru, please be on guard. He is threatening
I am not.
to do a Jar Jar.
Our editor would quit if we just started doing
He's like,
Jar Jar
I don't like the
impressions.
direction of this podcast is going.
Why do all the other Gungans speak normal? What's wrong with Jar Jar?
It's kind of true.
Okay, enough about Star Wars episode
Moving
Yeah,
on,
1.
no,
please.
let's move
Let's
on.
move
yeah.
on.
Okay, so fan theory number 12. The Hobbit's hunger comes from their biology. So
Oh, I've heard this before, too.
Yeah, some people have tried to like get deeper into the explanation of why hobbits eat a lot. Some people say, oh, they smoke pipe weed all the time, or they're just munchy people. Some people try to get down to the biological level. So some people have noticed that hobbits' appetite, it may be a biological necessity rather than a social custom. Relative to their body size and nature, smaller animals often consume more calories than larger animals because they generally have faster
metabolisms, faster heartbeats, faster
exactly
heart,
because of how small they are.
Mm-hmm.
The same theory applies to the hobbits,
Yeah.
suggesting that their constant eating might be essential requirement for them to stay alive due to their smaller size and their fast metabolisms.
Well, and not only that, they live a hell of a long time.
they do. They live.
So they have a
live pretty
very
long.
slow oxidization / aging process, right?
Yeah.
So they must eat a ton of, they must do a ton of cell repair to keep themselves young.
Yeah, especially
for longer,
when you take
right?
into account small animals
And that
don't
takes
normally
calories,
live as
baby.
long
Yeah.
as larger animals. So, like, if hobbits are living a long time and they're small, yeah, they probably got a crazy thing going on there.
Yeah, I would agree with this one. I would say, like, almost this is true. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you
this
like
just,
it?
This just fucking stands. I want to stamp this with stands to reason. You know?
I can't say. Well, actually, let me let Trevor.
Yeah.
get
What do
in
you
his
think,
2
Trev?
cents.
You're the science guy. I want to hear from you.
I mean, I don't know. I want to go against the thought here. It's like I mean, I kind of
You want to play
understand it.
devil's advocate?
Well, I mean, yes and no.
You always
I mean,
want to
I
play
like-
devil's
I like doing-
advocate.
here's the
you
thing.
little demon.
Here's the thing, and I used this. I used the quote in the beginning of the last episode. It says that they take the meals as often as they can get them when they can get them.
yeah.
Which leads me more to think like maybe pre-Hobbit history that we actually have is that they were having less availability.
like there was
of-
a time of
food.
hunger, and they
Right, so they had kind of food scarcity. So like, we're maybe seeing them in like their first real long peaceful period. And so now
peacetime. Yeah.
food is abundant and they're in a safe spot. So like,
there is actually a time in Hobbit history where there was a time of dearth.
The
as
Great
they
Dearth.
said.
Yeah. After the
Famine.
fell winter. Yeah.
Yeah, after the fell winter. Although I think they already had their eating habits before that, but
I think
if
they did
anything,
too.
that probably solidified
Solidified.
their one to
Yeah.
eat all the time. Yeah.
like it could be less of a biological thing and more of a survival based thing because you bet your ass, Bilbo wasn't having 5 meals a day.
Yeah. I just thought something fucked.
What?
What if it's actually big farm, right? Big agriculture.
Okay. Oh, I was like, you're
have
missing
culturally,
the
they have had a campaign of misinformation to tell the hobbits that they need to eat that much
A. Oh, is that it?
because they've actually produced a surplus of crops that will go bad.
Is this like the corn thing?
It's like the Nixon corn
What if,
subsidy.
my
what if,
God.
what if other people see that they have so much food and they're like, oh, let's go fucking take it. So they just eat it all up before they can come and take
There's
it.
another reason.
I don't know if the same thing happened to our friends across the pond, but there was a certain point in time where the U.S. had basically grown way too much corn.
Yeah, we did that, and then we subsidized it all to save the farmers from.
You said it was Nixon that did that?
Yeah, it was during Nixon, I'm pretty sure, because that was when the whole ethanol,
Yeah, then they started trying to
putting corn
find
syrup-
ways to use corn in random shit.
So
like,
they started
that's when
hiding
they
it.
came with the high fructose corn syrup
Yeah.
as a sugar substitute. That's when they started pumping it into gasoline and just
they're
like
hiding in all our food.
yeah, finding ways to use corn for everything. Anyway,
God, that Nixon guy, he was great, wasn't he? He started the EPA. Whatever.
I have one other thing to add to this.
What's
yes,
up?
I'm sorry. On topic. Yes.
How often, from your guys' memories, can you think of that any particular hobbit is considered like a fat hobbit?
Yeah,
frequently.
They always mention that
Which I guess that's an argument against the fast metabolism.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good point. There are a lot of
Yeah.
chubbier hobbits.
they are pretty.
Which
yeah,
means they're overeating.
they're portly. Right.
Well, likely means they're overeating. People
What if
have different speeds of metabolisms in general.
Hobbits are actually still adapted to the north of Hildorian, where men first awoke,
Where it's colder.
where it's colder.
So they
So they have
naturally
layers of blubber.
They have naturally
like
larger,
seals.
like thicker cheek
There you
like
go.
patches.
See, Joel's onto it.
I mean,
Okay.
even if that's
Okay.
true, they don't live in that climate now. So,
I
like,
know,
it would be
They just
it would be
elected
a,
to-
a
shifted,
detriment to their current living.
They'd
Yeah.
be sweating and shit, like
No.
overheating. No, they wouldn't be sweating. They'd be overheating.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They'd have to be in the mud like pigs
And
or hippos.
This is
right?
this is a hobbit mud pit.
so basically, my take on this was I came down on the side of plausible, but I don't think that I can in any way argue that Tolkien had this in mind when he invented
No.
The Hobbit. So I
No.
can't say that it's like likely, but I could say it's plausible.
It
Yeah,
stands to reason.
I think if we considered hobbits as their own character, this is just one of their
It's a
characteristics.
it's a very fun plausible
It's part of their
explanation.
personality.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you wanted to stamp a biological explanation behind it, this is a plausible one you might try.
And try is the key word there. I like it though. That's fun.
Let's jump to lucky number 13 here. Theory number 13 we have on our list is Grima is a ring bearer of Saruman. This is one I had never heard before.
What do you mean by ring bearer?
So we know from the Lord of the Rings books that Saruman was obsessed with ring lore, the lore of magic rings, making them, using them, and
He did at one point refer to himself as Saruman Ringmaker.
He referred to himself
remember
as
that, yeah.
Saruman Ringmaker. He made his own ring that we know of that he used.
He's wearing it when they talked to him at Orthanc, right?
Yeah,
Does he put his
was
own
for
Fey
years
into that?
He must have.
Assumedly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Assumedly.
we don't have strict writing stating so though.
No.
Okay.
No, but he was obsessed with the ring lore, making rings, and we know that he tried to make rings because he had made his own. So he must have at least tried and probably failed in the past, which leads us to assume he may have tried multiple times. If he had multiple magical rings around, there's a theory people that came up with that suggests that maybe he gave one to Grima. So Grima is the possessor of one of Saruman's weird magic rings, which is what forced Grima to serve this wizard bastard, despite him, being
so
treated so
abusive.
poorly and
Yeah.
being called worm all the time and shit like that.
I don't know if I buy this one.
This would essentially make him Grima the ring worm.
That's
Yeah.
nasty.
That's gross. Ringworm. I don't know if I buy this one. So here's why.
Okay.
I don't believe that if he were enslaved by a ring, I suppose. Fuck, never mind. I think I just debunked my own theory.
Already
Because I was going to say, what I was going to say was that I don't think he'd be able to kill Saruman in rebellion
While wearing Saruman's
while being
ring.
enslaved by the ring. But then I just thought
Okay.
that when Gandalf breaks Saruman's staff, that the power, whatever ring lore power that he had done, was probably also broken as well.
Oh, because you think he may have used his staff to apply that?
Well, I
magic
assume
or
just
something?
like when he said your staff is broken, it's more like you're expelled from, like, you don't have
The
magic
ability
anymore.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think
so
he.
like I think it might have broken whatever spell lore he had on his rings too,
Okay.
and then
So
possibly
broken.
I mean, that's
severed his magical connection. With
that's
his
really
rings.
grasping at straws there. But I always
Yeah.
argue with myself in my head, and that was the counter argument.
Sure.
I had.
Yeah. You always try to come up with a counter just to see,
Just to see how it
whether or not
works.
how wrong you are.
Yeah.
Or could be.
But yeah, I don't see this being super plausible, but I guess it is somewhat possible.
I disagree with you.
You think it's
Really?
You think it's super possible?
I think it's super possible.
Okay.
Like, it's obviously not detailed anywhere, but when the rings of power are made, right? Like, some of them are made with Sauron being involved, and then he
Yeah.
goes and makes his own one ring with him being involved.
Yeah.
And considering they're both Maiar, I could easily see Saruman being obsessed with the ring and having a lot of knowledge of like past events in Sauron, being able to come up with sort of his own version of it,
Yeah.
but not distributing it out to other people other than like really weak-minded people like Grima.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a great ring. Start on a weak-minded person kind of thing.
And like at least with how the movies portrayed Grima, he was real slimy. He was always looking like he was sweating, or like he was under some kind of an influence.
He was a worm.
And I don't think that necessarily Saruman's staff would have been the thing that tied him to the rings. I mean, I could see a medium being used, but I don't think he would have done that. I think he's smarter than to tie his power to a single object, seeing how that worked out for Sauron.
Right. Well, I more meant that when he said your staff is broken, it was more a metaphor for like you have your magic.
Your authority with
your
magic.
authority with magic is you no longer have
Has been
access to the
revoked.
weave. You know.
I understand it. I disagree.
Yeah, but
though.
you disagree. Okay, I was just making sure you understood what I was saying.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he's
Okay.
a Maiar is a Maiar, right? Like even Gandalf without his staff could probably still do some pretty wicked shit. So
True.
You'd think, yeah.
Yeah, he might not have the medium that he is used to using to command the power, but I still think he would have had it.
You know, that's why I kind of think that Rings of Power staff bullshit is kind of dumb. Like you said, a Maiar would be able to use magic without a staff, right? You think?
Yeah, I mean, only the wizards are the Maiar that come over that have staves,
staffs,
right?
staves.
So
Yeah.
any other Maiar, like no problem.
I don't know.
You know,
God damn it, Rings of Power.
Ulmo
God
came over.
damn it. Okay, so where did you land on it?
I think it's possible.
Possible.
Yeah, I don't know how
Possible.
plausible, but
Okay.
I think absolutely this could have
Okay.
happened.
Okay.
Cool. We got one. What did you land on? We got one on either side.
So I came down on like possible, plausible, but I'm debating on whether I want to say unlikely or not.
I would say-
Basically, the fact that
yeah.
I really like this theory is kind of what's pushing me away from saying
That's what
it's
I was going to say. I was
unlikely.
going to say interesting, but unlikely.
I'm just going to leave it at
Yeah.
neutral. I like it so much. I just want to leave it as a neutral, plausible.
Can I throw one more thing in there then?
Yeah.
Maybe Grima is the only experiment Saruman had
Yeah.
when
I
it
could
comes
see
to
that,
when it comes
yeah.
to the ring stuff.
Yeah.
'cause
I would
it
agree
seems like
that that's probably
a botched ring experiment would probably end in some weird tragedy like Grima.
Right. Or
Yeah.
or he just didn't have enough time to see it to fruition
Yeah.
based on
Which
how
is why he was able to rebel and kill him.
Well, more based on just how the events unfolded, right? Like once he lost Isengard and he went to the Shire and all that stuff, like he was already at a low, right? So like his plans are foiled. He would not have been able to continue with it. And then Grima was able,
Loosens.
agreeing with you,
Yeah.
able to break more free from that control and
Cool.
make the first decision of his life that that made a difference.
Love that.
Yeah.
He
So
took
I think
agency.
I'm still solidly impossible, but I don't think I'd say likely.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's jump to number 14, folks. Wait.
Okay,
Hold on.
I just
Whoa.
this is the last thing. Okay,
Jeez.
so Grima was present in Rohan, right? And he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
How-
for a good long
So
time.
in what way was he? What was he using to manipulate? How was he taking
And
Theoden? Yeah, how?
it's
how?
unclear what means whether
It's
it was subtle
unclear.
poisons or
Yeah, it's-
straight magic.
It's
Who knows?
I think the term poisons is used, but
It's
it's not
used, yeah.
totally clear if that's literal, like
Yeah,
physical
or
poisons, or like
metaphorical.
magical.
Yeah.
Because I mean, physical like, poisons, I would agree, but also if Grima had the power of a ring from Saruman,
Ooh, shit, son.
Hey, there you go. Oh,
Hey.
jeez, you know.
Fuck you, Trevor.
Hmm.
Fuck you. Okay, it's a
That's-
little bit more likely now.
yeah,
Okay.
A little bit more likely.
You're
now.
making good arguments. You're
Yeah.
making good
solid
arguments.
fucking arguments.
okay,
Damn
that's the last I got.
Okay, let's move on to 14.
Okay, 14. Next one.
Guitar
Tom
set.
Bombadil is the Witch King.
We've talked about this one
We've
before.
talked about this.
I need a
one
refresher.
before.
This seems blasphemous.
So there's a few theories around Tom Bombadil. One is like him being Eru Iluvatar. One is him being the Witch King. This one I thought was kind of like titillating. I don't know.
The Witch
it's
King
kind
is-
of it's kind of fun
This
to
one-
think about.
Yeah, I read this one on the internet way back in 2003 and really thought it was funny.
Yeah. So when the hobbits run into Tom Bombadil in the Fellowship of the Ring, it's pointed out that Bombadil has a glint in his eye when the Black Riders are mentioned. And then there's
It
also
does say that.
And then there's also the fact that he can see Frodo clearly when Frodo is wearing the ring,
Yep.
just like the Witch King at Weathertop.
Sheriff tells him, take off your ring, come sit down. He knows right where he is.
And when Tom puts the ring on his own finger, it has no effect on him, much in the same way that it wouldn't have effect on any other real servant of Sauron.
Because the ring knows its true master.
And also, Tom Bombadil resides kind of in the same region near where the Witch King used to. I mean, it's further south, but still.
Okay. So for as much mystery as Tom Bombadil has, I'm going to call it specifically him being able to see Frodo. I'm going to call that one as bullshit in particular because any of the elves that came over from Valinor are supposed to be able to have vision into the unseen realm. And Bombadil being as old as he is, it's probably likely to say that
he saw the trees at some point.
He saw the trees or has some origin.
Do we know for sure that high elves can see Frodo with the ring on?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it stands to lore reason, but I've just never heard it confirmed. That's
well, because the ring is never in the presence of them in the story that it's told, right?
There's never a time when Frodo slips it on in front of a high elf. I don't think.
And even Isildur probably didn't put it on in front of anybody and go invisible, right?
The only time he put it on is, as far as the writing says, is when he tried to swim the river.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, the only high elf that had seen the light of the trees
to see Frodo would be Glorfindel.
Galadriel?
And Galadriel. And both of them seem to be aware of the presence of the evilness of the ring, but
I don't know if he straight put it on.
Right. But he never put it on in the presence of either of them, so I'm not really sure.
I mean, okay. So
I'm sorry.
I will concede that it's not. Yeah. I mean, we're speculating.
I don't mean to poo-poo on you.
But I don't know. I like to think that mysterious and old as Tom Bombadil is that he can just see the unseen. I think that's fine for him. If he has a glint in his eye when he talks, when the Black Riders are brought up, it's probably because he knows what they really look like, or something like that.
I remember back when he was named Bob.
I could still picture the flesh on his bones.
What say you, Danny-san?
I say this is hilariously entertaining, but not likely at all. What I never understood about this theory is why then wouldn't he just be like, "Gotcha, bitch"? I don't understand why he wouldn't just be like, "That's mine. I win Slay now. You. Yeah. I win. Look at that. Story over."
Not to mention they leave Bombadil and then the riders are on their trail, right? That's when they hide and then go on their way to Bree. So wouldn't have Bombadil been like, "Oh hey, I just had a run-in with these guys. They went that away."
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, this is one of those things. I'm not even going to say unlikely. I'm just going to say no, because we already know that. Well, first of all, I've always thought that same thing. If the Witch King were holding the ring, that's game over.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
Why would you let that go at any point? And then, secondly, I've always just really liked the idea of Tom Bombadil being one of those one-off, unknown magical entities in Middle-earth that Middle-earth is supposed to be full of. It's not just evil versus good, gods versus demons. There's also random-ass shit around. There's some fucking Tom Bombadils around.
But also, what about Goldberry?
And Goldberry,
if
too.
Bombadil is the Witch King, who is she?
Exactly, right.
There ain't no Witch Queen.
Yeah,
as far as we know.
So,
no Witch Queen. I just think this one's we shot it full of holes.
We shot this one full of holes.
But fun idea. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Fun idea. Yeah, but
nice
no.
Try.
That one's a no. All right, guys, let's jump to our last theory. I think this is going to be our last one of the night. We've been having a lot of fun with these. I think it will definitely have to do another episode of this sometime.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I almost wish this wasn't the last one.
I know. There are some fun ones, and I'm going to keep them a secret. So let's jump into our last one for the night. Number 15, Radagast the White. So, in the Two Towers book, as Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli prepare to head into Fangorn Forest to search for Merry and Pippin, they camp out basically on the edge of the forest one night, and during the night they run into an interesting character. There's, quote, an old bent man leaning on a staff and wrapped
I remember this,
in a great cloak with his wide-brimmed hat pulled down over his eyes, and it was all dressed in white.
Oh, I just assumed that was Gandalf.
Yeah, and they call out to him. They say, "Hey, old sire, or old friend, or something like that. Come, grandfather,
join by the fire or something."
Join us by the fire. And he doesn't really say anything. He just kind of poofs off. And later, Gandalf does clarify that was not him, and so it must have been Saruman However, the theory
Oh,
suggests...
yeah, they kind of just go, oh, yeah, well, it must have been Saruman then.
Yeah, and they just kind of like leave it at that.
Leave it at that, yeah.
But so there's some fan theories out there that have suggested that it was actually Radagast the Brown. Why? Because there's little to no proof anywhere that Saruman
That's true.
ever wears a hat.
Yes, I've
But-
never heard that.
But Radagast
He does.
does.
Totally does. Usually a brown hat, but...
Maybe
it's like
what
that part-
say you? Trevor's giving a icky face. He's like, "Meh."
Maybe it's like, have you seen the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yeah.
Remember that part where, because it's during the Civil War, remember they think those soldiers are Confederates because they're gray, and they go, down with the Union. And then they go like this, and they dust off their coats
off
in their Union. They're like, shit, yeah. What if it was like that? What if he had just been riding all day, and his brown hat is covered in white dust, right? You never know.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Making him
Very
white.
well could be.
So, okay.
Yeah, they think that he was basically trying to help out and like keep an eye on them.
Maybe.
And he's also somebody who would spend a lot of time in forests and woods.
True. But I don't know, man. When they first meet up with Gandalf after he's had his transformation, they say his name and he's like, huh? Oh, that's what they used to call me. Like he's remembering for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I would prefer, I guess, to think that Gandalf was still kind of just stewing his primordial juices from his rebirth.
That's a
and that
fun
he had
idea, yeah.
and he had more like a memory loss, or it wasn't making.
That's kind of how they play it in the film. At least it seems like he's kind of still coming online and remembering his
coming
past.
online.
Yeah.
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 Like he's still booting up. Like,
Yeah, he's still booting up.
booting
Yeah,
up.
yeah. No, that's interesting. I say this is almost impossible, and there's only one reason why.
Oh yeah.
Radagast is a fuck up. I don't
too-
think
he's too much of a fuck.
I don't
up
think
for
he
this.
would have made it that close to them. Like, I don't think he would have been able to find the Fellowship.
What if it was an
I don't-
accident? He was just like, "Oops, I got to get away from these
shit,
guys."
yeah.
Like,
That is the only way that it would have been him. Because otherwise, no, he's the fuck up wizard, man. You know?
He's the fuck up.
he's the
wizard.
burnout.
He only comes into the story once, and he fucks everything up. He accidentally betrays Gandalf because he's dumb and doesn't realize that Saruman's evil. But, you know,
Too trusting.
So Trevor's a no,
Yeah, I'm a no.
and
Hard
Danny is
no.
also a hard no.
hard
because,
no because he's a dumbass.
because Radagast is too disorganized to be able to pull something like this off.
Mhm.
I feel like our two reasons together are enough. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say possible but unlikely, just because there really is no clear explanation of who that was.
I mean, there is none. You're right. That is true.
So and we
And Gandalf
don't know
says it
what-
wasn't him.
Gandalf says it wasn't him, and I like to think that if that was Saruman, that he just would have fucking killed them right there and there while they're just
Or tried.
relaxing, or tried to
Yeah.
do something, not just been like,
I would have done some.
oh, here are my enemies, the people I need to be the most worried about.
yeah, it's not like he was hiding at that point. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I like to think it's possible, it's plausible, but unlikely. I don't think it's actually true. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm glad where we left that one. I don't think it's Radagast.
No.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans for sure. Shenanigans.
Shenanigans the White.
You've been getting into too many puns.
Shenanigans the might.
So that's all we've got for you today, folks, on fan theories. Definitely
Yeah.
stay tuned for more of those in the future.
Yeah, and honestly, if you have your own weird theories, join the Discord.
Yeah, you got some fun theories you like or you want to share, throw those out on the Discord.
Yeah, maybe when this premieres, we'll throw a new thread up for some.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we
we
can
do
do some listener theories.
We do have a specific thread just for episode suggestions too.
Yeah.
So if anywhere they don't fit, there they will.
Yeah, they will,
Absolutely.
right.
But make sure you tune in next week for episode 120, where we are
Yeah.
going to be discussing the old animated Lord of the Rings films from back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
Remember
late
those?
70s, early 80s. Remember when the LSD was better? Yeah, that's when we're going to next week, guys. Yeah, we're doing 3 of those fuckers. Hobbit animated 77, Bakshi's Lord of the Rings 78, and Rankin and Bass Return of the King 1980.
Hell yeah. Those are classics for a lot of people's childhoods.
Yeah, yeah, and we're having our good friend Joe Vasky back on for some more film talk. And honestly, I've been writing these episodes as we've been recording this. Like earlier today, I was writing this episode, and there's a lot of weird film lore about these shits. Like this is going to be a film.
There's a lot of weird film connections, like people involved.
Yeah, really weird connections and stuff. And we'll get into it in the information little parts of the shit.
I just want to say the part that I'm most looking forward to
Yeah.
in that particular episode. You kind of brought this up because you're like, maybe I could make a whole episode about this. Is okay. So it's no secret. KOT started hating on the Hobbit trilogy.
Yes.
It's true. That's where we originated from.
And so one of these animated films is The Hobbit.
Mhm.
And
It's true.
so I'm
Ranking best,
I'm
77,
excited to
yeah.
see how much better you say this animated film is than the trilogy, considering it's like a quarter, maybe a fifth.
It's 78 minutes long.
It's even. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's not.
It's like a tenth of the length.
It's a made for TV movie that was meant to be 2 hours long. I think
it's technically
Or
not
two-
feature length
yeah.
on its own. It's like what, an hour and like 10.
It's like
78
1:15.
minutes,
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. Yeah.
Yeah, 78 minutes.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with those. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be so much fun. Film. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to KOT Podcast. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Please do that, and also stay up to date on us and our new episodes. Make sure you're subscribing, and also rate us and give us a review if you can. That's always awesome. We love reading those reviews, and it helps boost us in the algo. Selfishly or whatever. Honestly, more selfishly, it is the fact that like when we feel shitty about ourselves, we read those reviews.
Yeah,
and they
it makes us feel good.
And I mean, hey, you know what? It's kind of just part of the business. So not really selfishly. Like
I suppose, yeah.
We
I say
wouldn't
that.
have you wonderful listeners if you didn't find us somewhere. And so share us.
Help us.
Spread the word, man.
Get more people in the Discord so we can do even more of this.
Help
Yes.
us, help others, help us spread the good word.
Yes.
Good word.
And also, be sure to check out our new website, which is simply keepontolkien.com. Remember that. Super easy. This is like a hub for all things KOT. If you want to get to the Discord, if you want to get to the TikTok, if you want to get to the whatever.
Yeah,
it's
and if you're
there.
a weirdo and you just want to know what we look like, there's a picture
you
of
wanna
us
see-
right there on the main
I
page.
mean, I don't recommend that, but like if you if that's what you how you get your jollies, go for it.
Also wanted to throw out a big thank you to our patrons on Patreon, especially to our certified Tolkieneers who decided to go the extra mile to support us. Thank you guys so much. These include Rob C., Nienna, Jessica G., and Carm CP. Thank you guys so much for what you do for us.
Whoa. Holy shit.
both really.
Jesus
Both
Christ,
really,
no.
right? Yeah.
Find us on OnlyFans.
Sorry. Jesus, it's been a long day. Thank you so much for what you guys do for us. It really means a lot. And don't forget that subscribing on Patreon not only supports us, but also unlocks some exclusive content. You can find that at patreon.com/KOT podcast. And we also accept optional private one-time donations if that's more your speed.
Yeah, hit us up. We'll make it happen.
And of course, find us on the internet at places.
We exist.
We're on
out
social
there,
media.
on the web.
Yeah, we're
World Wide Web.
technically more than just a podcast, but mostly a podcast. You can find us on TikTok and X and Facebook and Instagram. But the most important place you should go to find us is Discord.
Discord is our main pony.
Like we mentioned it earlier, and we have a lot of fun on the Discord. We've got places you can ask us like specifically questions. We've got
Fan art channels, music
fan art.
channels.
I love the fan art channel, the music
different
channel.
discussions.
And,
It's so awesome.
We had a whole thread for we still have a whole thread specifically for the Amazon series, especially when that's like actively airing. We're just all up in there.
Or just randomly. I think it's so funny how randomly that'll pop up. Somebody will be like, I hated this
Yeah,
about
you'll
the
find-
show.
you'll find somebody
and you'll be
who's
like,
just-
dude, it's midnight. What do you
just happened to watch through it recently, which I do not blame you for waiting to watch
No, I
it.
don't
That's
either.
totally fine.
Yeah,
But it's
it's just
just funny
catching
to
up.
see somebody who's just
Yeah, it's
experiencing
just like,
the
what is
outrage
this
for the
bullshit?
first time.
Yeah, it's so funny.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
and I especially want to call out. We got Lucafellian.
Call him out.
And
Jesus.
yeah, call him out. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
Pull
yeah,
up,
yeah.
pull up, bitch. No, sorry, no.
Yeah, Luke's been a frequent poster in our Discord. We've been having lots of chats recently.
He's Finnish.
He's
this
Finnish.
dude. Yeah.
And
I've never met a Finnish, actual Finnish person. There's a shitload of Finnish people in Minnesota, like Finnish Americans.
Yeah.
Never a real Finnish person, though.
Yeah,
Look at way to go.
glad we got an OG Finnish person.
Happy to have you. And
Um,
also love talking to you.
Yeah.
You're super fun. You add so much to the Discord.
Yeah, I appreciate all the posts. He just asked me to do like a pun off in our general chat.
Oh my Christ!
that was a lot
You
of-
guys are unbearable.
That was
Oh
a
my
lot of
God, the
cringy
pun off.
fun.
Jesus, I was trying to do shit with my kids, and my phone was just fucking. Oh my God! I'm just literally
puns.
like these.
Yeah.
the
oh my
never-ending
God.
puns.
I also want to throw a thanks out to Arden Viper for piping in on that. That was a lot of fun
Yeah.
dealing the edition.
Yeah.
And then additionally to Carmel and Nikki.
Oh yeah,
just
Carmel and Nikki.
of
Come on.
course.
because she specifically was like, "Shut up, everybody! This is fun. Keep going."
Yeah.
And so we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did for a long time, and it's all still up there if
all
you want to
still
go
up
read
there,
it. What
yes.
is that in the general?
It's in the general chat.
You
It's-
errantly did that in the general chat. You
it's-
should have done it. We should have made a different chat.
It's
for
okay.
that.
It's still pretty recent, so you can go check it out as of this recording. But
We're gonna have to make a puns channel.
oh
for
my
you.
god!
Oh, no.
What a brilliant idea! I
No.
know what I'm doing later.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm gonna revoke his access to the Discord.
But lastly, if you're looking for a place to find those, since we just called them all out with any links, because you can't really click on a verbal link, go to keepontolkien.com. Like Danny said, that is the place where you'll find all the links
You'll
to go to
find
these
it.
places.
Everything.
Yeah, everything is there, and those are the portals to get to the growing universe that is KOT.
Hells yes.
Also, if you want to support us, go to keep-on-tolkien-podcast@tml.com and buy some merch. We would love that.
yes,
Sorry,
Please.
I cut it out of the outline for a reason.
we don't want to hear it anymore.
This is a rebellion at this point. That's what this is.
It's what it
He
is.
will not stop saying that link.
It's a
He
direct.
wants you to buy merch.
It's a direct rebellion against.
I mean, it would be
authority.
nice. No purchase necessary. Read all the fine print.
What? Well, there definitely is a
You should purchase. I don't know what he's talking about. Don't
Well, I
listen
mean,
to him.
yeah, you can look at the store. Yeah, you definitely don't get free
oh,
stuff.
I see what you're saying.
Look at
No
the store,
purchase
and
necessary.
while you're
Free
there,
stuff.
punch in your bank account
Are you
number.
giving away free stuff?
Hey, if I could afford to,
Yeah.
I would.
That'd
I
be
would
cool.
too.
That'd be cool. That'd definitely be a good way to advertise yourself.
We've been doing a lot of shout outs today, so I want to, who I would give free stuff to if I could?
Sure. Who?
Bismarck, North Dakota. That's our number one city still.
The place? The city?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We are more popular in Bismarck, North Dakota than we are in our own city.
I'll be damned.
Thank you, Bismarck.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's what's really cool. Y'all are close, so maybe we can come up there one day.
I
That'd
love
be
a
fun.
good Bismarck donut. Those
I've
are one
never
of my
been
favorites.
I've never been that far west into ND, but I've been to Fargo, which a lot of Minnesotans have. But it's fun town. I like Fargo.
It seems to be sort of a stereotypical Minnesota place.
Well, it's just right on the border.
Yeah.
There's
And
Fargo
and
Moorhead.
there's that TV
yeah.
show, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the film. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes. Anyway, I'm Danny J,
And I'm Joel N.
I am Trevor D.
and together, combined, we are
Keep on Tolkien.
How should we do it today, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah. I'll ring into love.
Oh, yeah.
I'll ring into love.
Into the That was way cooler than I thought it would be.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
See ya.